everyone after these ceremonies always tells me how much the music was so pivotal in not just the experience, like, oh, it made it cool or it made it a nice atmosphere. It was pivotal to the revelations, the realizations, and the healing. And it actually helped with a part of the narrative that was going on in their head about what the healing means. I would love to hear a little bit about the polyrhythmic music, why it's polyrhythmic, why it is the way that it is, in your view, having worked with the Bwiti in Gabon or around Gabon, and why the music is so pivotal in these experiences.
Yeah, the music is really everything. And in a way, it's sort of the tracks or the railroad for the container as well as the experience. And it's designed to be sort of a teleportation into the spirit world. But also in Bwiti, it's about being present with the music and the dance. And we met early on. We went to this Iboga conference in Mexico, the Global Iboga Therapy Alliance conference. And there was a speaker, what was his name? Schuster and Struble.
Struble.
Yeah, he was like I think an ethnopharmacologist. I'm forgetting his professional affiliations, but he did a whole sort of rundown of how the polyrhythms work in the brain and also for the heart. And the polyrhythms are kind of unique to African types of music and very prominent in Bwiti. And they're these sort of off rhythm, kind of syncopated beats. Like one beat will be going just kind of standard, and then you have duck, 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 these overlaying rhythms like. You have the magungo, which is a really primitive sort of mouth harp with a stick that's bent with a bow that's hit with another stick, and the mouth is used to create these different sort of undulating sounds with the percussion. You have rattles, you have harps that are used more in the Dasumba traditions, and one of the primary traditions that we've been initiated in is Dasumba, and it has this more kind of celestial tapestry to the music. But the music is really to guide you on a soul journey. And this is a harp that was given to
beautiful.
us in Gabon.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the harp is really the extension of you. If you have a harp made, it's like an extension of your soul, and no one's supposed to really touch it or play with it unless there's permission. And when Tricia was given this harp,
this one's actually your harp.
Oh, yeah, the carriage still's missing.
Yeah.
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 When Tricia was given the harp, our tradition in Dasumba, they have, it's sort of syncretic with Christianity, and they give this Saint Mary blessing to Tricia when she got her harp. But in Bwiti, yeah, the music is so critical, so essential. There's music for journeying. There's music for any kind of purpose or function of celebration, of grief, of transition, of opening, of closing, of dance. And in the Dasumba traditions, you do get more harp. In the more kind of jungle Bwiti Misoko, you have a lot more shakers and drumming and
Mugungo.
Yeah, more mouth harp than Mugungo.
Yeah.
So it's really essential, and there's some sense that like it's doing something with the heart too, is what that speaker I mentioned earlier, Uwe Schuster, had identified, is that Ibogaine can create arrhythmias in the heart, but these kind of off-time syncopated beats help keep your heart stimulated and keep you engaged versus kind of slipping into a coma or something with some predictable rhythms. And so the music is pretty cacophonous in a sense of like there's bells going off and people screaming, and there's a lot of randomness to it.
Cowbells, whistles.
Yeah, it's really like high energy. So to the Western person, a lot of times in ceremonies, we will use some Bwiti music, and people don't have a very long tolerance for it because it can be very abrasive. which is also part of the medicine of Iboga, is it's kind of meant to cleanse you, wear you down, to soften the mind. And the music and the medicine both do that.
Yeah. And I want to add to that a couple of things. One is that the polyrhythms actually are designed to balance the left and right hemisphere of the brain. So when one polyrhythm is really working on the left hemisphere of the brain, and another is more abnormal to kind of work with the right hemisphere, the creative side of the brain. And so what happens is when you've been listening to this music for hours and hours, it's actually balancing you. And in the symbology of Bwiti, the colors red and white are representing the masculine and the feminine. So really it's about balancing the aspects, or the union of these two aspects of masculine and feminine.
You know, what comes to mind is the original concept of binaural beats would be two different rhythms at the same time, and the hemisphere is usually worn with headphones. So you're isolating the left and right ear, and it causes the brain to have to find the middle ground, to find the unspoken rhythm between the rhythms. And I really like that about that. There is something about the, you were mentioning the heart arrhythmias, I think you were saying, and the music, the polyrhythmic music can help energize the nervous system and keep the heart alert in a way. I'm curious, I'm sure you know about Heart Math Institute, and I'm curious if Heart Math has done any looking at the heart during an experience of Iboga. Do you know about anything like this?
At the clinic that we worked with, Crossroads, we used the Heart Math program to help people when they were having struggle in the journey to use the breathwork techniques and kind of the meditation techniques, and along with the software, to be able to find a sense of centeredness, because it really is important with an intense medicine like Iboga. And I think in any medicine journey, like our connection to our heart, or our ability to be able to find a center when we're going through a really intense part of the journey, is really valuable.
Make sure y'all head over to benjosephstewart.com, become a member. You'll have access to the growing library of deeper dives where I talk about all the stuff that I really can't talk about on YouTube. Make sure you get involved in the Discord chat. That's where a lot of the conversation is happening, talking about new theories, being able to interweave into the greater conversation that is how we awaken infinity. That's our highest potential. And I just want to remind you, you are the most powerful technology ever known to creation. Wield it like an artist with a conscience.